hard pillow to swallow. Charles makes further warning worse to come as Has reveals new brickbats. Prince Charles could see Prince Harry make further embarrassing revelations about the royal family in coming years, a royal expert claimed. Prince Harry's announcement about the release of his memoir has reportedly sparked concerns within the royal family. Prince Charles, 73, who is the heir apparent, wants his sons to support and emphasise his position and how good a king he would be. Expert Richard Eden claimed the Prince of Wales should brace for further comments from Prince Harry that could undermine his image. Jessica King, the host of Palace Confidential, asked, "Do you think that as said this is sort of chipping away at Charles's credibility? I mean, could it get worse?" Mr. Eden said, "I feel really sorry for Prince Charles. The Queen was always going to be an extremely hard act to follow, and there'd been plenty of doubts about Prince Charles as king. He needs his sons to be supporting him and emphasizing what a good monarch he would be, and instead he has Harry launching these brickbats from across the Atlantic. I think this statement was definitely part of that, and I think there'll be worse to come. I do worry genuinely. I think that's an overstatement." He added, "I really do worry that eventually Harry will come out, perhaps, after the death of his grandmother, and come out against the monarchy altogether." During the Oprah Winfrey interview, Prince Harry made a few revelations about his estranged relationship with his father, claiming Prince Charles had grown further apart over the last few months. The Duke also claimed that the Prince of Wales stopped answering his calls ever since he stepped down from his position within the royal family. Author Robert Lacey, in his new book Battle of Brothers, analysed the fragile relationship between Prince Charles and Prince Harry. Mr. Lacey said, "The media explanation of why Charles had stopped taking Harry's calls was all about money. The long-suffering father was apparently tired of being treated like a cash dispenser, as one royal source put it, but there were more profound issues at stake. Prince Charles has reportedly decided to slim down the monarchy by not extending the titles to Prince Harry's children that was once extended by George V since 1917. Mr. Lacey wrote, "In pursuing his own cause of the slimmed-down monarchy, Prince Charles had been making noises about limiting the number of HRHs created by George V's 1917 convention still further, thus cutting out Archie from his future princeship, and Meghan took that personally. Prince Harry expressed that he felt let down by his father and will try to heal the pain passed down to him genetically. He said, when it comes to parenting, if I've experienced some form of pain or suffering because of the pain or suffering that perhaps my father or my parents had suffered, I'm going to make sure I break that cycle so that I don't pass it on. It's a lot of genetic pain and suffering that gets passed on anyway, so we as parents should be doing the most we can to try and say, you know what, that happened to me, I'm going to make sure that doesn't happen to you." As Prince Charles is getting closer to ascending to the throne, he may be a bit worried about how his rift with his youngest son, Prince Harry, could impact his popularity and future reign. As royal expert Richard Kay said, "I think the difficulty for Prince Charles, every time now Harry opens his mouth, he's seen to chip away at his father's credibility, and this must be undermining their relationship," Kay said, adding that with Harry's memoir coming out in 2022, things may only get worse. They have on the horizon the prospect of Harry's autobiography or memoir. We don't know what's going to be in it, but we do know he has spent some time digging into his mother's relationship with his father. They must be dreading the publication of that book and what it will mean, the expert explained. "We're edging closer to the Prince of Wales becoming monarch, and every time these embarrassing situations erupt with his son, it reminds people about why they have had problems with the prospect of Charles as king," he said. It appears that Harry's memoir could carry a lot of weight with the public when it's finally released.